back, and we're just gonna riff, talking about what's good in wrestling, what we think, what we know, what it is. What do you say? What do you think you know what it is? What's happening? What's going down? Welcome to the Wrestling Council. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. I'm your host, coming with Bob. Joined as always by my good friend Hollywood Frank. Sorry, I was looking at something.
It's all right. What's going on, people? What's up, baby?
It's been a minute. Man, my camera is really dark. Let's see here.
That's better.
That's better. All right.
Yeah.
It's my bald head.
Put your hat on.
I'm good. Did you see TK on Coach and Bro show earlier interview? Yeah, dude. I haven't caught it yet. Freaking Tony Khan was on Vince Russo's podcast, which is interesting because Russo's had some choice things to say about Tony Khan. But hey, he's got a pay-per-view this weekend. He needs to get out there and pound the bricks, get people talking about it, because as you know, that's Tony Khan's modus operandi.
Yeah.
So I'll go back and I'll check it out. I just haven't had a chance to, but yeah, I saw that. I was like, wow. Okay, there's a shocker. Here's another shocker. I completely, because of everything that's been going on, I forgot that AEW had a pay-per-view this weekend. So I thought we had another week. But yeah, so we got AEW Dynasty this weekend, and we got WrestleMania next week. So interesting stuff. We'll talk about those cards and how we feel about them. Did you watch Raw the other day?
I did.
What do you think about the pipe bomb?
Look, probably not as good as his first one many years ago, but speaking the truth, man. Speaking the truth.
Yeah, that's you gotta wonder if TKO is starting to get the hint, but some of the other stuff that's been happening makes me think no.
Nope.
Which we'll talk about that too. Some ridiculous crap going on. But yeah, man, it's like, what the heck? Okay. Just checking to see if we are. Yeah, we are. We are running on. We are running on Twitch or X, whatever you want to call it.
Twitter or X.
Twitter. Yeah, Twitter. I'm sorry. Yeah. And we probably, I don't know, man. I don't know. I kind of want to try and add a fourth.
Why not?
Fourth stream on there.
Add everything. The more you have, the more people watch it.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. But I don't know if my aging system can handle it.
That
was a great promo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is our first day back and it's been going to be away for so long, we're going to kind of do things a little bit. We're just going to kind of talk and riff and talk to you guys. And Big Dave said he's got a new account on Twitter at GOC. That's me. Hit me up. Yes, sir. But before that, somebody gave us a hey yo. You know what that means.
Sure.
Hey yo.
The original learning tree. Check out Big Daddy, guys. Montecito. What's up? What's up, Montecito? Be careful driving home, brother.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Hello.
What's up?
What's up? Man, I'm looking through all my clips here, and dude, we got so much stuff from the past, and I just, you know why? I know I kept why I kept a lot of this stuff, as I was always hoping that eventually the OG
put the band back together.
Yeah, but that's Boogie's the one who did the "What's Up." He did that. Remember, and we haven't done this segment in a while. We might have to do that today. Who better than Randy Orton? And then, oh man, dude, I gotta get back on the shirt thing. I can check this out.
What are you wearing, kid? Greenhorn? What are you, blind or something? If you're gonna dress like every other curtain jerker here in Chattanooga, jerking the curtain off the wall and wearing it, this plan's never gonna work. You need to dress more like the swing man with style, class.
Yeah, I gotta get on the shirts again, man.
Yes.
Yeah, I was talking to Antonio today.
Yeah.
It's sexual, baby. And I want to give it all to you.
Mr. Antonio.
Oh my God.
War games of war games. War games. War games. War games.
Antonio, Mr. Sexual Chocolate himself.
Yep. He's doing good. He says say hi to everybody.
Wife's got a cookbook. Or him and the wife got a cookbook.
I need a t-shirt 2XL. Yeah, I gotta get back on that, man. Sending a known hypocrite out to cut a pipe bomb promo doesn't make the voice of it makes you a politician and not the good kind. Yeah, there's some people that are kind of. Hey, look, I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. It was a good promo, man. It got the crowd moving and everything. It was a little hypocritical, maybe, but it is what it is. Putting the band back together is the closest Bob's prediction of the Four Horsemen will ever come true, dude. I don't want to talk about that crap. COVID killed everything. Killed my hopes, killed my dreams.
Hey, Montecito's got cops. Sweet.
Hey, what's up?
It's got cops. Cops.
Guys, cops. Oh my God. But yeah, what else is big in the news other than
the return
of Chris Jericho?
The artificial.
The White 2J is back in AEW.
Artificial learning tree.
Yeah.
He's back.
The unofficial learning tree, yeah.
Artificial.
But yeah, and I guarantee you that decision had a whole bunch of zeros in front of it.
Yeah, so much for all those rumors of him going back to the E.
Well, dude, he will eventually go back to the E. He'll go back. Yeah, he's going to sign a Legends contract eventually.
Why?
Why not? But he wants to have. And here's the thing. I was talking to somebody about this, and I think there's a real possibility that, obviously he wanted to go back there and talk about and do his his final run, right? His farewell tour, just like with Sting, just like with Cena, AJ, etc., etc. I think the fact that how badly they fumbled Cena's until the very, very end of it, I think that might have played into it because you compare how badly they fumbled Cena's because of interference from TKO and The Rock considering himself and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And how well I that AEW handled Stings. I have to wonder if maybe that had a little bit to do with it. Plus the fact that, come on, you knew Tony Khan was going to throw a bag at him.
Right. But Jericho has who cares about the Legends contract? Jericho doesn't need the money. He doesn't need anything from WWE.
Yeah, but having that connection is good, though.
It doesn't matter, especially if the people who were in charge aren't going to be there anymore.
Well, we don't know that that's what's happening.
It could, and not everybody goes back to the Yankees. Like, people don't want to play for the Yankees. Like, they tell them to go piss off and kick rocks.
I get it.
Everybody needs to go back to the E. Daniel Bryan doesn't need to go back there. Chris Jericho doesn't need to go back there.
No, and again, it depends. It completely depends on what they want. Bryan Danielson, I think he left WWE and he went to AEW because he wanted to be part of it. So he went there because he wanted to help build something.
Right.
And I think that's what he's going to be doing. And that's what he's doing. He's working in the back. Eventually, I think he's going to be the guy that Tony pulls the trigger on and puts him in charge of one of the shows or what have you. And eventually that's what's going to happen with him. He's going to kind of like what happened with Tommy Dreamer with TNA. Is kind of what's going to happen with Bryan Danielson. And we know he doesn't need the money because he got paid a bag. He got paid a bag to go to AEW.
Besides, also you go back to WWE, sign a Legends contract.
Yeah.
They control everything you do. Whatever you want to do to try to make money, you have to give them part of it.
Yeah, or they have some say into what you can and can't do.
Yeah.
And we know that there are some guys that just don't want that. You know, guys like Moxley. I don't think Moxley will ever go back to WWE.
No.
Bryan Danielson. I could see Danielson eventually going back.
I can't.
He needs to. But Oba and Brock, I'm here for it. Dude, that's the match. That's the match. That's the match that everybody's talking about for WrestleMania. That's the one that's got me saying, I'll be honest with you, man. This WrestleMania is probably the one that I have the least interest in a long time.
That's the only match I care about. The other ones, there's no interest.
And I don't like that that's the way I feel because there are matches on this card that I should care about. I should care about Cody and Randy. Cody Orton.
No,
I should care about it. That should be a big deal.
No, Cody and Roman. It's Orton and Punk.
But no.
Cody versus Roman, Orton versus Punk.
No. It's
Cody versus.
It's Cody versus Roman.
Cody versus. Yeah, Cody versus. No.
I mean, it's Cody. Dude, now you got me doing it. It's Cody versus Randy. It's Cody versus Randy and
Punk versus Roman.
Dude, you got me.
I could care less about either one of those, especially now that you have Pat McAfee involved.
Oh my God, yeah, dude.
Because that's all TKO, because they want ESPN and more personalities there. That's why you've got Pat McAfee there. That's why I've got I Show Speed there. Yeah, that's why you might have Jelly Roll there.
I give less, dude. I love Jelly Roll as a musician. I give less of a crap of him being in wrestling. Y'all bamboozled yourself, yeah, dude. He had me all screwed up. I'm like, am I wrong? What's wrong with my brain?
I don't care if it's Reigns versus Punk, Reigns versus Orton, Reigns versus Cody, Punk versus. It doesn't matter because I could care less about these matchups.
Yeah. Well, let's go through the matchups real quick here. Just
the third year in a row that TKO has put their nose in there.
Boot! Oh my God, dude! I've been looking into this. TKO, and remember we were talking about this. We were talking about like a lot of these decisions lately. They don't feel like Paul Levesque. They don't feel like Triple H. They feel like TKO are sticking their nose in. Well, now we have confirmation that that's exactly what's happening. So, all right. So WrestleMania night 1, we got a 6-man tag versus LA Knight, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso versus Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and I Show Speed in a 6-man tag match. I don't care about this, and I feel it's it's unfortunate that the vision got so destroyed and that completely derailed everything with that. But as far as this match is concerned, I don't care. I do not care about this.
Now, WrestleMania is the showcase of the Immortals.
It's supposed to be it's the biggest show of the year.
Why do you not have every single title, singles or tag, being defended on your biggest premium live event of the year?
I can tell you right now, because half the belts you have, nobody cares about them.
Then combine them.
Yeah.
Like tag titles.
I agree with you. It's we talk about how AEW's got too many belts.
Correct.
They got way too many titles. They got between the 3 shows that they do, they got way too many titles. WWE's got too many belts now. They got women's mid-card belts that nobody gives a shit about. They've got Becky Lynch. They put one of those things on Becky Lynch, and they still can't get heat on that belt.
Nope.
They're bringing in people from the past that everybody's been clamoring for, and they still can't get heat on that belt. So what does that tell you? Speaking of which, so then we got Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. That'll be a really good match. But unfortunately, it doesn't mean anything. Now, if Drew still had one of the belts and Jacob was in that, then that would be a big deal. But that'll be a fun match to watch. But again, it doesn't matter. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I don't care. I like Becky Lynch. I don't have a problem with AJ Lee. This match means absolutely nothing. It means nothing to me. That belt means nothing to me. Because they're not putting any real power into it. You know? Think about how when Gunther had the Intercontinental title, think about how relevant he made that belt in that run. That run is legendary. That run, he made that belt feel important. That's how you make a mid-card belt feel important. This has been, it's been passed around like a hot potato. And even with Becky holding on to it for as long as she has, who's she defending it? She's defending it against people like friggin' Brie Bella. Nobody cares.
And the Intercontinental title that Gunther had, they used it to elevate him to the world title, which is what they used to do in the past.
Yes, and that's what if they were using the women's mid-card belts to do what they did with him, which is what they, like you said, what they used to do in the past, then those belts would have more meaning to them. But right now, they're just freaking jewelry. They may as well be fashion accessories.
Yep.
Same thing with the women's tag belts. They may as well just be fashion accessories with how little they actually mean. You know, and honestly, largely the women's world titles don't matter right now. Because you got Stephanie McCoy versus Liv Morgan. We know that Liv's going to win this. She's going to beat Stephanie. She's going to take that belt. But right now, honestly, I didn't even know. I actually forgot that Stephanie had the title. And that's and Stephanie McCoy is somebody that we had so much friggin' interest in when she first went to the main roster.
Yep.
And it's just, God, man, it just. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, Liv definitely doesn't forget because she got that big knot in her head.
Yeah, that was nasty. I didn't need to see that.
Yeah.
That was brutal, man. Seth versus Gunther again. Gonna be a great match because it's freaking Gunther and it's Seth.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Last minute build up.
Yeah, it's last minute, and it came out of nowhere, and it doesn't make any sense. Makes no sense at all. And again, now to be fair, injury did play a major part in this because it took they lost 3 of their biggest pieces.
Yep.
So so a little bit of this floundering is understandable. Not to this level though. Seth versus Gunther will be a good match. Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre will be a good match. Dude, friggin' Stephanie versus Liv will probably be a decent match, but don't care. And then you've got Nia Jax and Lash Legend versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Nikki and Brie Bella in a fatal 4-way for the women's tag belts. You know they're putting those belts on the Bellas.
No.
Yeah, they are.
That might not happen.
Oh, well, because of
Nikki has a ankle injury or injury?
I forgot about that.
There's a possibility they might not be able to make it at all, and that's why they haven't.
I forgot about that.
That's why they haven't put Io versus Asuka yet.
Yeah,
because it might be Kairi Sane and Asuka taking the Bella Twin spot in the tag match.
Yeah, and I forgot about that. But you know for a fact that before that injury happened, that was the plan.
Oh yeah,
they were going to put those tag belts on the Bellas, and nobody cares. Honestly, I don't care where those belts go at all.
Well, if it's not going to be the Bellas in the match, then I believe Nia Jax and Lash Legend keep the belts. Who cares?
More than likely. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton in a singles match for the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Championship. This match should be huge. It should be a massive deal. And
it should
Mark Shapiro, the president of TKO, decided to take a massive steaming shit on it.
There's a lot better people he could have inserted than Pat McAfee.
Pat freaking McAfee, who has zero connective tissue with either guy. He hasn't even had he hasn't even had Randy Orton on his podcast that he's been doing for what, 10 years? He's never even talked to him. And Mark Shapiro inserts him into what should be the biggest match at WrestleMania. Why? Because Mark Shapiro, on top of being a millionaire and on top of being the president of TKO, is a talent agent, and Pat McAfee is one of the people that he manages. So remember when we were talking about how it felt like TKO was sticking their nose into things and moving things around and having them force things that they shouldn't, and it just felt like friggin' booking by committee from people who don't know what they're talking about and don't know what they're doing? It's because it is.
It's just like movie studios sticking their nose into what the directors are trying to do with their movie.
Yeah, it's like film producers. Film executives who have no creative talent, trying to force themselves and their ideas and their thoughts into films and television shows and properties that don't have those kinds of things in them, but they want them there anyway because they want to quote unquote put their mark on it. Okay. Good example of that would be the new Harry Potter series. That thing is DOA before it's even come out. That's what's happening to wrestling right now. People who have no creative knowledge, no true understanding of how professional wrestling works, are sticking their nose into it because they think that, well, for starters, if by some miracle one of these guys that they are managing does catch on and does become a big deal, they get a kickback from it. But here's the thing. Did you see did you hear his ridiculous statement about Pat McAfee?
No.
He was glazing Pat Mc. He's so proud of this idea he had to stick him into this match because he thinks he's such a big deal. He's so entertaining. He's got this big show that he's been doing. He's doing a sports show. Yeah. He has a sports show that has a built-in audience. Okay, and I'm not going to take anything from him. He does put on a good show. His sports show, but he has a captive audience. He has people that are already interested in it, what he's talking about. This dude actually thinks that he's going to become a big cinema star. He says that Pat McAfee is, quote, the next Sylvester Stallone. This is the kind of stupid crap that these kind of people say that makes people like Chuck Norris come back from the dead and kick him in the head. Where's the AI video of that?
Yeah.
I need someone to make me an AI video of Chuck Norris coming back down from heaven, taking some time off of teaching Jesus how to do karate, and comes down, gets into a WWE ring, and he kicks Pat McAfee in the head. And then he jumps out and goes into the crowd and finds friggin' my brain just took a crap on me. The president of TKO, Mark Shapiro, and he kicks him in the head. And then he goes back to heaven. It's like, good Lord, man, are you serious? So night one, we've got potentially 3 really good matches that don't matter. Or that we should care about, but we don't.
Right.
You got Fatu versus McIntyre, which will be a good match. It doesn't really matter. Seth versus Gunther, which will be a good match. Don't really matter. And Cody versus Randy, that should be the biggest thing in the business. And everybody is just like, what is this crap?
Yeah.
I can tell a wristwatch from a wristwatch. Yeah, Mal, you're probably better at, honestly, you and Big Daddy are probably the 2 most qualified people in here right now. Especially considering you know so much more about Lucha Libre than I do. But,
and of course, you know what's going to happen. Braun Breaker is going to come out in the Seth Rollins match.
Yep. He's going to interfere.
And McAfee is going to interfere in the Cody Rhodes Orton match.
Yep. Orton's going to win.
Yep.
And
he should.
He should. Yes. He should. But here's the thing about the Cody Randy match, the Cody Orton match. They've set Randy up to be the heel in this. Obviously.
Not yet.
Do you think by any remote chance in hell that the people are going to be booing him?
Randy? No.
No.
Even with Pat McAfee? No.
Yeah. They'll boo Pat.
Oh, yeah.
But they won't boo Randy. They want Randy to win because they want Cody to go heel. They are done. Look, it's very rare for a face to be able to hold momentum forever. Okay. Even John Cena couldn't do that. I mean, for the last 5 years of his mainstream career in professional wrestling, he had the crowd split. Remember that?
Yep.
Half the people loved him, half the people hated him. He was a draw. He was a mega draw. He was the last of the megastars, of the true megastars. But the fans, and legitimately, I'm glad he didn't, because I don't think he works very well. He doesn't work as well as he does. He is a good heel when you're writing him worth of crap, which they can't seem to do anymore. But he was much bigger as a face. So we got to be honest with that. Cody, however, and this is the reason why fans were turning on him in AEW as well. They got tired of the white bread hero gimmick act, and they wanted Cody to go Nightmare. They wanted him to be the American Nightmare again, because that's the guy they fell in love with. When Cody left WWE, when he was dashing Cody Rhodes, or Stardust. When he left WWE, he completely reinvented himself. He became the American Nightmare. And that is the version of him that everybody fell in love with. Now, most of the mainstream WWE fans don't really know that. Okay, because most of the mainstream WWE fans are casuals. But there are people there that do know about that. And there are people there that love that guy. They love that version of him. That's the version of him that everybody fell in love. That's the version of him that launched All In. That sold out Madison Square Garden, because he was a heel that night. He became a face at the end of it when him and Dustin made up. But he was a heel through that whole thing. And through his entire run in New Japan and in Ring of Honor as the American Nightmare. They wanted that version of him back. And now that same white bread superhero character has run its course in WWE, and they are refusing to pull the trigger on it. And the fans aren't going to wait for them to do it. They've already decided that they are done with this version of Cody Rhodes. They had a chance to make this epic by bringing the Nightmare, by bringing the character that redefined him, that turned him into the guy that WWE wanted to make the face of their company. And literally launched their competitor. Because that company was largely built around 4 people. It was built around Chris Jericho, it was built around Kenny Omega, it was built around Jon Moxley, and it was built around Cody Rhodes. And Cody Rhodes, I would argue, was the main driving force of it. And that's what the fans want, and they had a chance to give it to him, and they didn't do it. And instead, they insert Pat freaking McAfee. Are you kidding me? You want to talk about a way to kill the momentum of something? This is almost as bad as what they did to Cena. And we know that was a TKO thing now, too, because The Rock was on the board of TKO, and he got them on board with it, and they forced this on Hunter. They forced it on Hunter.
Yeah, the whole crap with Travis Scott.
Yeah, that whole thing. It's and then you add in the controversy with the ticket prices and everything. There's a reason why, and here's the thing: there's a reason why Punk went out there and did that pipe bomb, because they're just letting everybody know that they know how the fans feel about this situation, and they know that this is the problem. The problem, however, here's the other problem. How do you get TKO to actually move on it? And the answer is no, because they don't care. As long as they're making their money, they don't care. But night two has the match that everybody's talking about. Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. This is the match. This is the match that this is the match that they built right. This is the match that they built genuine excitement for. This is the match that everybody's interested in. For good reason. Now, we've talked about, does Obafemi need to win, or can he lose and still get the rub from Brock? The answer is yes. He can lose and still get the rub from Brock. Honestly, though, I think if they, and here's the thing, you could have Brock lose in a way that protects him. You could have somebody comes in and interferes, something along those lines. You could do something like that and protect him. But if Brock puts Obafemi over, he just made Obafemi. If Obafemi gets a win over Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, you just made that guy. You literally just made that guy. And then the question at that point is no longer, is he a star? He will be a star. Just, are you going to use him right, or are you going to tank him?
What if Paul Heyman pulls a Paul Bearer
and tanks and helps Oba beat Brock?
Yep.
Possible. I mean, he's done it before. He did it last year. Remember?
Yep.
When he chose Seth over Roman and Punk. Now, I would say that I think that's a little derivative if you have him do it again a year later on the same show, but it's possible. I can see it. Like I said, 2 weekends ago, I talked to Sergeant Slaughter and Jimmy Hart. Neither understood what WRAW is doing. Great stories. Really nice guys. I wore my classic Macho Man shirt. Cool. Leg Kick said Brock is winning. Oba is winning these meetups every time. Yeah, that's what's making me think that Brock's going to win the match. I do think though that there's a way for them to let Oba go over Brock without hurting. It's not going to hurt Brock even if he loses. Even if he lost clean, it wouldn't hurt him. He's Brock freaking Lesnar.
Yeah, and I think and I can see Brock winning because I also if he doesn't turn on him, Paul Heyman, the favor that he's going to owe Gunther is the retirement match versus Lesnar.
And I think that that's another big possibility. And to be fair, if you're building Gunther up to be the legend killer, that's the legend you want him to kill.
Yep.
The guy that literally has been the most dominant friggin' figure in WWE outside of John Cena.
Yeah, it'll either be a Survivor Series or SummerSlam SummerSlam or Survivor Series at the latest.
Yeah,
probably SummerSlam.
I would imagine it's probably SummerSlam towards the end of the year. But but that's the match, man. That's two big men slapping meat, baby. Penta versus Rey Mysterio versus Rusev versus Javon Evans versus JD McChicken Nugget versus Dragon Lee in a ladder match for the IC Championship. Why could it just be Penta versus Dragon Lee? Or Penta versus Rey? Or Penta? Why does it have to be 6 guys? You got the belt on Penta, a guy who's a really great character, who could do something really interesting.
Yep.
I don't think Lesnar's retiring to Gunther. He said he is going to retire himself. I don't. Yeah. Honestly, though, Brock doesn't get to call the shot, though, man. And if they really want to build Gunther, that's what I would do. But I mean, it's possible. You never know.
You give Brock enough money, he'll be like, okay.
Oh, dude, you like I said, you drive a Brinks truck up to Brock's door. He doesn't give a crap, dude. He'll let freaking Asuka pin him. I would like to see Penta versus Baylor the Demon. Yes, freaking hell yes, dude. That's a match right there. Yep. This is what I'm saying. I swear to God, dude. I was talking. God, who was I talking to? I can't remember. But tell me if this doesn't track. I feel like the booking in WWE lately, it feels like they're using AI to book matches. I swear to God, dude. Think about it. Think about how janky AI can be. Have you ever seen someone like try to like have AI like write a friggin' script or anything like that? And like how weird and how it kind of pseudo makes sense, but at the same time it doesn't. I swear to God, man, I would not be surprised if WWE is using AI to book this crap.
AI
that's what this feels like.
AI or McMahon.
Oh my God. Because Penta can't win a title on his own, and WWE can't keep a title on his own. So why give him a singles match at Mania? Yeah, why build the guy up into somebody competent? Why build up, this dude that you crowed about getting from AEW?
So excited to get him and his brother, and you don't even put them together as a tag team.
AI, man. AI might be, dude. I wouldn't be, dude. I'm gonna tell you what. Like, all AEW has gotten better the last year. I will say that. I still think their tag division is in a shambles. They need to work on that. And we said it before. The things that Tony Khan does well, he does really well. The things that he sucks at, he shits the bed at. So I wouldn't be surprised, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if all of these companies are using AI to write, because clearly the ideas people are coming with are dog water. But yeah, I don't. Your second most important title in the company, and you're reducing it to a 6-man, which is going to just be a big schmoz. And you've got Penta and Dragon Lee, dude. Penta and Dragon Lee would put on a friggin' banger. They would put on a match to remember, and they're sticking Rusev in this, who has no heat whatsoever.
Put Penta versus Ray Phoenix.
Yeah.
Brother versus
have them
brother.
Do that and be like, and then have them come together as a tag team and run the tag team division, because that's what they should be doing. God. Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. I don't care. Rhea's going to win. We know Rhea's going to win.
She needs to win.
Jade is the drizzling shits. She looks good. She talks good. She's got aura for days. She steps in between the ropes and she falls apart. Remember how much they were hyping the Machine Guns because they hit them to go there now. Look at them. Oh yeah, dude. The whole reason why they grabbed all these guys is because they came from AEW. They just poached them from AEW because they could. And then they did nothing. WWE has a legitimate like a really good tag team division. Legitimately. And they aren't doing a damn thing with it. Not a damn thing with it. And it's frustrating. It's for someone like me who loves tag team wrestling. I love tag team wrestling is my favorite part of wrestling. I love tag team wrestling. And that's why I'm so disappointed in AEW, because even with what they've lost, AEW is still hands down has the best tag team division in professional wrestling. And it's nowhere near where it should be. And WWE have seriously shored up their tag team division in the last few years, and they've done nothing with it.
Yep.
Their tag belts are meaningless. And it just, God. But yeah, with Jade and Rhea, does anybody care?
No.
Other than, hey, there's two hot women in the ring.
That's
it.
I wouldn't go that far.
That's it.
You're getting a little extreme there.
I don't know, dude. Jade's an attractive woman.
You think so?
Dude, no, stop, dude. Jade's an attractive woman. Rhea's an attractive woman. It may not be your kind of attractive, but they're attractive women. But Jade has nothing in the ring. She may as well be just a blow-up doll. Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. This will be a really good match that nobody cares about.
Yep.
It'll be a good match that literally just nobody cares about. Now that's for the U.S. title, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because my thing here says Intercontinental Championship. I'm like, no, it's the U.S. Championship, but I can understand why you get them confused because they're both fairly meaningless right now. Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio in a singles match.
The Demon. Finn Balor.
Okay. Is he going to lose?
The Demon will not lose.
He did. Well, he did once, but I mean, it's Finn. I think Finn deserves to have one more run. I think he's been woefully underutilized, but then again, he's lost a lot of the shine. So, and we know that this is his last run. So hopefully WWE does him right. We'll see. And then the night 2 main event, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk in a singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. A match that should be bigger than it is. And honestly, I love CM Punk. I like Roman Reigns. It'll be a good match. Does anybody care?
Nope.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Jade has. Yeah, Madasuda said Jade has really regressed in ring wise, and it's disappointing. It's super disappointing because she was on. Look, she was super green when she's in AEW, but she was on the right track. She was working with people who know what they're doing. She was working with Dustin Rhodes, and Bryan Danielson was taking an interest in her personally. And then she jumped ship to WWE, which we knew was going to happen eventually. It happened a little sooner than I thought. We knew it was going to happen eventually because she's got that WWE look. And they made a big deal about, we got to teach her how to do it right. And blah, 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 blah. And then she comes out and she's exactly the same. And she regressed. That's where she is now. Right now, she's a figure in the ring. That's it.
Yep.
But Punk versus Roman, Punk is doing the absolute best he can to try to turn this into something. Roman is too preoccupied with Hollywood. They're trying to do more. They're trying to push the bloodline again, but because Roman left and because of how they handled the bloodline story after Roman left, the bloodline just doesn't have the same allure and mystique that it used to have. And honestly, this match just feels flat to me. Now, Punk is extremely good at telling a good story in the ring. It's one of the things he's best at. Roman's good. Roman's good. They'll turn this match into something interesting and entertaining to watch. But at the end of the day, what happens after? Jade is the new Ultimate Warrior, except he could be led to a good match. Jade can be led to a good match if she gives a crap.
She doesn't.
But she doesn't because WWE are in her ear telling her she doesn't have to. I honestly think that they're like, look, just go out there and pose and look hot and then do your 3 moves and then we're done. That's it. And that's WrestleMania, guys.
She used to say, "Cut the crap, Tony."
Yep.
Tony Schiavone and Tony Schiavone in AEW. She's probably saying, "Cut the crap, Paul," and WWE because she doesn't care.
So of night 2, the Obafemi versus Brock match. That's the match that that's everyone's talking about. That's the match that everybody's interested in. That's the match that I want to see. Punk versus Roman is going to be a good match, but I don't feel like the build has been particularly great, especially considering everything's now again, like I said, got to give credit. You got to give, credit where credit is due. A lot of this is scrambling to try to put your biggest stars out there because of injury and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Low ticket sales. Tickets are down 20%. They're down 20% from last year. They're still selling 20% less than they did last year, and that's after doing that day where they lowered the price. Because even when they lowered the price, the tickets were still ridiculously expensive.
And maybe not you, but I'm looking forward to CM Punk, the Demon versus
Dominic
Mysterio.
I'm looking forward to Finn coming back and actually not getting crapped on. And I'm hoping that that's what they do. Like I said, but Warrior was with Legends, to be fair, Mal. He had to be stopped by Andre when he went off the rails. Yeah, no, and that's a big part of why I think the Warrior went over as well as he did. He was a great character. He had an awesome look. He couldn't cut a promo to save his life, but he still sounded awesome. And then when he was in the ring with people that knew what they were doing. You know, you look at his biggest matches. You look at his biggest feuds. Rick Rude, Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant. Those are his biggest feuds in the WWF era. He was in there with people that knew how to do it. And they could carry him through his blustering stupidity. Oh my God.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Inject the rocket fuel.
I'm looking forward to Demon versus Dom's entrance. The entrances are going to be friggin' fire, dude. That was the Coke talking with Warrior. Yeah, dude. Some of the friggin', oh my God, dude. There's a segment we should do one of these days. Craziest Warrior promos. Just find like the most nonsensical, freaking insane crap that he would say that had just this meandering, just psychosis that he would spew. But dude, what was it? It was Survivor Series.
Oh, well, he just
Survivor Series where he was walking around everybody, he was wrapping everybody up with friggin' the wrist tape. He had that big roll of wrist tape. He's walking around wrapping everybody up.
The WrestleMania entrance for Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley is going to be longer combined, longer than the match.
I don't know, man. I think Rhea can drag her around for probably 10, 15 minutes, at least 15 minutes if she has to. I think it's going to go 10 minutes and that's it. Yeah, the one about the mothership. Yeah, the mothership land. Inject the rocket fuel. Oh my God. All right. Let's see. What's Dynasty's card? All right. So Dynasty's got a pretty good card. The build-up's not been the best. But they've got three matches on here. That one's gonna be pretty good too. They got 3 or 4 matches on here that are pretty tight, that are pretty fire. MJF versus Kenny. That'll be friggin' great. That's the main event. Max has been absolutely on fire since finally, getting back into his groove and being who he's supposed to be instead of, trying to make him do stupid stuff with friggin' kangaroo kicks and shit. Rocket fuel equals Colombian snow. Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. Mal.
Yeah! Fire!
Colombian snow. Oh, my God. That match will be great. FTR versus Cage and Copeland. That'll be a good match. I'm pretty sure they're going to be putting the tag belts on Edge and Christian.
Yep.
Yep. Which that's what I would do because that way they can lean on each other so they don't have to both be in the ring at the same time. New IWGP champion United Empire invited to face the Death Riders. Yes, I saw that, dude. And I like the story for all my New Japan guys. I like what they're doing with United Empire. Hey, it's Big Daddy. Protego Fidelis El Guardian. Hey. What's up, Big Daddy? That match would be good. Thekla versus Jamie Hayter. Dude, I'm hoping they get Jamie Hayter back on track with this because
so
too good to be floundering around there. She really is. Yeah, ever since she got hurt and then she came back, they have not, given her due. And I really hope that this is them helping her get back on track. And they need to do that because they lost their ace, man. They lost Tony Storm for at least the rest of the year.
Oh yeah.
So
and they haven't come out and say why. So
no, we both know what it is. She's got a bun in the oven. She's got a bun in the oven, brother. Big Daddy over there on Facebook giving us a hey yo. Appreciate you, Big Daddy. This is the match that I think is going to steal the show. It's Jon Moxley versus Will Ospreay for the AEW Continental Championship.
It'll be a new champion.
Going to be a new champion. Ospreay's going to be back on track. I also think that they're doing this because obviously there's going to be a big blow up between him and Callum Newman from the United Empire. And I think it's going to be him, the two of them at All In. So that's the match I think they're going to build it all in. But it'd be interesting to see how Will Ospreay operates. How much is he going to take his foot off the throttle? Because he did say that he's going to start working that. He's going to start slowing it down a little bit. It's like, hey, dude, Chris Jericho told him years ago, dude, you could take your foot off the throttle and go at 80%. And still be Will Ospreay. And he took that, he took that to heart, and he didn't take it, 80%. He took about, maybe 10% off of it. He took it down to like 90%. But that's where he improved his in-ring work, his character work, and it paid dividends. So, but this will be a good match. I mean, Andrade El Idolo versus Darby Allin. Dude, I'm glad that they're finally giving Andrade some real things, some real stuff to do. That's a guy they really need to lean into. That's a guy that's got serious upside. He's just so damn good in the ring, man.
Yes.
I want to see him versus Ospreay. That's a banger match right there. Him versus Ospreay, Andrade versus Ospreay. I need Andrade versus Ospreay. I need Andrade versus Swerve. And I need Andrade versus Kenny Omega. I need those three matches. Give it to me. And then 0 Hour, we've got Alex Windsor versus Marina Shafir. I will give Marina Shafir credit. They are using her far better than they were using her when she first got there. And one of the best things that they're doing is they're not letting her talk. Keep doing that. She can't work the mic to save her life. Okay, let her just be that. She is their version of Shayna Baszler. Let her be that person that just kills people in the ring. All right, she's serviceable in the ring. Alex Windsor is really, really good. Really, really good. She's gonna be a big deal. And I think right now she's the strong women's champion. Versus La Tortas.
And that's only 6 matches, so you know there's going to be more coming.
Oh, yeah, dude. There's going to be at least 2, maybe 3 more this week.
Yeah.
They got all week to do it, man.
They do. Jericho's probably going to have being with match with somebody be finalized tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sure. Let's see. La Torta. I don't know who that is, man. Unless this is another example you screwing with me. La Tortas. There he goes. La Tortas. Tortas Super Astros, a famous luchador. No, that's not it. Anyway. I'm sure it's Mao's messing with me.
Yeah.
But it's the big Mexican girls. Andrade versus La Tortas. Okay. Versus the Chicks. All right. He's a good looking dude, man. But yeah. So that card, obviously I say there's gonna be at least 3 more matches on there. At least one more for and at least one more for 0 hour. So
yeah,
because it's got to hit that 4 hour mark, man.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I have a question for you, man.
Shoot.
So I was talking to people about their Mount Rushmores. Okay, let's do a couple of them. Just for
All right.
Mount Rushmore of tag teams.
Rushmore tag teams.
Yeah, who's your Mount Rushmore of tag teams? Man, I'm talking about all time, man.
Oh yeah.
I had to think about this one a little bit. 3 of them are going to be automatic, and then that 4th one, I'm like,
let's see. We got the Midnight Express.
Yep. You want me to start throwing out some names?
I suppose we could. I enjoyed the Fabulous Freebirds.
Okay.
Damn. I would go with the LOD.
Okay.
And probably my 4th. Ooh, lots of choices. I can go rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
I can go the Steiners.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough.
You can go the Hardys.
I'm not. I can go to Dudley Boys.
You can go the Hearts Foundation.
Yeah, let's go with the Dudleys.
Dudleys. So what were your 4? So
Dudleys, Midnight, Freebirds, and
Road Warriors.
Road Warriors.
Okay. Now for me, I had my number 4 was the Steiners. That was my number 4. I finally decided on them, and there was a ton of people in there, but these are in my top 3. Number 1, Road Warriors. Now I said my personal favorite. Were they the most talented team? No. But nobody did aura like they did. Nobody captured your attention like they did. They were one of a kind. Road Warriors. Number 2, Rock and Roll Express. Number 3, Arn and Tully. You knew Arn and Tully were going to be in there. It's me.
Yeah.
Arn and Tully, my personal opinion, the best technical tag team of all time. And then the Steiners. Now, I had a hard time with that number 4, man, because I'm like, I got the Midnight Express, like you said. I've got the Dudleys. I've got the Hart Foundation. I got the Funks. I got the Bulldogs. But there were 2 other teams that I was thinking about, and I'm like, man, dude, the Brothers of Destruction, Undertaker and Kane. Dude, think about Undertaker and Kane as a tag team, man. 2 guys that are both over 6'8", over 315 pounds apiece. Is there ever been a tag team anywhere near that big, that powerful? LOD's the closest one, and they weren't that. So the only thing that kept them out of it, though, was that they were not a tag team for very long. They were only a tag team for about 4 years.
If you're talking about height and stuff, I mean,
height and weight and power.
You'd also had to put the Skyscrapers, Spivey and
but Spivey and Sid did not have that same kind of allure that they had.
I know, but you're talking like Spivey was 6'7", almost 300 pounds.
Yeah,
And
Kane did that shit in platforms. But then there was also, dude, Hanson and Brody.
Yep.
I know I put I threw Hanson and Brody in there too, is because I've been watching a lot of their Japanese stuff. Dude, those guys were friggin' dominant over there. But and then there's a couple of modern guys, dude, like the Briscoes. The Briscoe brothers, man. Dude, I'm gonna tell you what, modern tag teams, that's number one for me. Those guys, when he died, man, it was a tragedy. Powers of Pain, yep. Miracle Violence, yep. Malacito had LOD, Mysterio, Kidman. Oh, okay. Outsiders, Tully and Arn. There you go. Stan Lane or Dennis Carter. Dude, for me, it was Stan Lane. My version of the Midnight Express, the one that I came up with was Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane. That was the version and that's the version of the Midnight Express that I think that was together the longest. That's the version that I remember. Now I know some people say that Bobby and Dennis were better. I don't think so. I think Bobby and Stan were better. But that's my Mount Rushmore for tag teams. Road Warriors is number 1. Rock and Roll Express number 2. Arn and Tully are number 3, and the Steiners are number 4. And honestly, if I'm being completely honest, the Steiners would probably be higher on that list if they had stayed together longer, because they were only together for about 5 or 6 years too.
Yeah.
But now here's another question: who's your Mount Rushmore of current day tag teams?
Current day tag teams.
The Fantastics. That's a blast from the past. Leg kick. Fabulous Ones. Yep. Yeah. Now, current day, I will say current day is the last 20 years.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
I'll say current day. I'll let current day be the last 20 years.
Yeah, teams that aren't together
anymore.
Like,
yeah.
Well, it's because people hurt, like the GOD.
Yeah, Guerrillas of Destiny.
They're not the same as when before they came in.
Yeah, they're not the same as they were in New Japan.
Obviously, I got to put FTR.
FTR, that's one of mine.
That's a no-brainer. They're not together really anymore, but when they were on, and that was the New Day.
New Day? Okay. Well, New Day is more the 90s.
No, I don't think with that. You're talking 90s.
Oh no, New Day.
30 years ago.
I'm thinking about New Age Outlaws. I'm sorry.
New Day.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
That was 30 years ago. Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Big E. Come on. I'm not a big fan of them. I'm really not. But you got to give credit to the Usos.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got to throw the Hardy Boys up there.
Okay. For me, I'm going to go a little outside of the WWE bubble. For me, my modern day Mount Rushmore is FTR, the Briscoe brothers, Jay and Mark Briscoe.
Yeah.
The Motor City Machine Guns. And the Dudleys. I'm gonna give it to the Dudleys. I know it's a hard toss up between them and the Hardys. I just feel like the Dudleys stayed together as a tag team for much longer. So that's my modern day version of that. Now, best technical wrestlers of all time.
Huh?
Best technical wrestlers. This was hard. This was harder than I thought it was going to be.
Bryan Danielson.
Yep.
Bret Hart.
Yep. So far, you're mirroring me. I mean, you might have them in different order, but
technical.
Yep.
Give me Kurt Angle.
Yep. So far, you're 1 for 1 with me, man. The last one's going to be the one I think that throws it off, though. I wouldn't put the Bucks on mine, but surprised they didn't make yours, dude. I give the Young Bucks credit, dude. They're a really good tag team. You may not like their gimmick or anything like that. They are a really good tag team. I just don't put them in that same category. I'm more of a Smash Mouth guy. You got Owen Hart. You got Eddie Guerrero. You got Kurt Hennig.
Yeah, I was thinking about Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, Bob Backlund. William Regal. Davey Dynamite Kid.
Yeah, I can't go Dynamite. It's just
here's one, and this is Chris Benoit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's the next word out of my mouth. My last was gonna be Benoit. So it's Brian, Kurt, Brett. And Benoit.
Okay. You and I are almost identical. I had Danielson, and not in my number one, but just like my 4, Danielson, Angle, and Hart. And I had a real hard time coming up that last one, but for me, the last one, he edged him out. It wasn't Benoit; it was Zack Sabre Jr. I had to go ZSJ. Malenko was another one I had on that I had on my list. I love Chris. I love Chris as a wrestler. I just can't get past what he did. And I truly believe that Zack Sabre Jr. I really wish that Zack Sabre Jr. Would go to AEW or to WWE so that people can see just how freaking good he really is.
I wish Chad Gable would get out of
WWE so people can see how good he is. Oh, dude, Dean Malenko in his prime versus Bryan Danielson would be peak. Malenko versus Danielson or ZSJ in his peak, dude, that would be awesome. That's some graps right there, man. And there's other names too that I could have put in there. Jonathan Gresham. I would
love to see Zack Sabre versus Chad Gable.
That'd be jeez. That'd be so badass.
Chad Gable versus Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
Those are the two I would just like, please.
Oh, dude, man. Sign me up. I'm there. All right. Biggest big man wrestler. The biggest big man. Your Mount Rushmore of big men.
Big man. Wow.
Yep.
The 8th wonder of the world, Andre, has to go on there.
Yep.
When he was smaller, yeah, Giant Gonzalez. Oh, and I forgot as far as another technical, but I don't know if you call him technical. AJ Styles isn't bad either.
I always saw AJ as just a more complete wrestler. He is very good technical wrestler.
If you're going as far as big men, he was better when he was in WCW before he came to WWE. The Giant, the Big Show.
Big Show. Okay, so you got Andre, you got Big Show, I got Big Van Vader.
Big Van Vader, you got that right, and then Undertaker.
All right, we have a lot of crossover, me and you. So at number 4, I have Brock Lesnar. He's a 300-pounder, dude.
Yeah.
He's a big dude. He's a 300-pounder. Number 3, King Kong Bundy. Number 2, The Undertaker. But number 1, never be replicated, greatest big man wrestler that ever lived. The 8th wonder of the world, Andre the Giant. Greatest big man of all time. There's a lot of other dudes, man. Big Show, I had him on here. Mark Henry. He's another one. Hulk Hogan, dude.
Yep.
Hulk Hogan was 6'7", 315 pounds, man. He was a big dude. Kane.
Was a big dude.
Kane, Yokozuna, and Vader. I had those are the people I had on my list. There were other people too, man. Like you could put what the heck was his name? My brain just took a crap on me.
Could put Sid in there.
Sid. Yeah, Sid, dude. Sid was a big dude, man. He was what, 6 foot? He was 6'7", 315 pounds. He's a big dude. All right. And the piece de resistance, biggest stars of all time. All time.
Biggest stars.
Yep. The biggest.
Sid was 6'9", 317.
6'9", 370. Yeah, he's a big dude.
Biggest stars of all time?
Yes. The biggest figures in professional wrestling.
Hogan.
Okay.
The Nature Boy. Woo! Woo! Yeah. Gotta have the Nature Boy in there. You gotta have Bruno in there.
Bruno Sammartino? Okay.
Yeah.
Johnny says Austin, Hogan, El Santo, Cena. That's a good list.
And give me the Undertaker again.
Undertaker?
Yeah.
Okay. See, leg kicks kind of thinking more along the lines I'm thinking. He's got Hogan, Flair, Dusty, and Austin. Respectable list.
Yep.
My list, I've got Andre. And that was, so Andre was my number 4. This one was hard because I'm thinking, well, you got The Rock, you've got Savage, you've got El Santo. That was one of the only Mexican wrestlers I really know. But here's a name that a lot of people not from Inoki, Antonio Inoki. That dude was huge in professional wrestling. Massive figure in professional wrestling. But ultimately I got Andre as my number 4. I got Austin as my number 3 because Austin is literally the fulcrum for modern day wrestling. He was the turning point in the 90s and helped push professional wrestling to the place that it is today. So you got to give Austin in there. Number 2, Nature Boy, Ric Flair. He defined his generation, man. But number 1, whether you love him or you hate him, you got to admit he's the guy that he's the foundation that it was built on. The modern day industry was built on shoulders of Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
Is he my favorite wrestler? No. Do I think he was the best wrestler of all time? No. But you've got to give credit where credit is due. Modern day wrestling, the industry would not be what it is without that guy. Nowhere near what it is. But yeah, so there's just some of our Mount Rushmores there, guys. I had to like, it's funny, dude. I'm gonna tell you what, man. People got short memories because I'm seeing some of these friggin' like lists that people are putting on friggin' social media and stuff, and I'm like, you children, What are you talking about? Talking about Roman Reigns is the greatest wrestler. He's the GOAT. I'm like, bro, shut up. I like Roman. Roman's not even the biggest star of his generation. How the hell are you going to have Roman being the GOAT?
Roman is not better than Randy.
No, Roman is not better than Randy. I would argue that the biggest star of Roman Reigns' generation is probably Cena. That's Roman's generation. They're pretty close to the same age.
Yep.
You know, I would say Cena's bigger than him. I would say Randy at his height was probably bigger than him. Because we're talking the last 15 years, right?
Yep.
Yeah, dude, like friggin' Cena was bigger than him. Dude, there's a few people that are big. Punk's bigger than him. Punk's a bigger star than Roman is. Brock's a bigger star than Roman is, although Brock I would give to the previous generation. Because he started in what? Brock started in what, like 2003?
Well, some people can argue and say because they all came up together that Moxley's bigger than Roman.
You could. He's not he may not be on a bigger stage, but I mean, I would have to say, as much as I like Moxley, I don't think he's a bigger star than Roman. I think WWE putting that machine behind him really pushed Roman and elevated him.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, man. If Vince McMahon doesn't get ousted, Roman Reigns isn't who he is. So, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna go call it there. We're almost at an hour and a half. Wanted to go a little bit longer because we haven't
been on a couple weeks.
We haven't been on for a couple of weeks. Apologies for that. Hopefully that's done. How you feeling, man?
I'm good. Ready to rock and roll, baby.
Did you get those tests done yet?
Oh, not to the end of the month. It's the first one. Cardiologist the 28th and neurologist June 2nd.
All right. Well, keep us up to date. Always thinking and praying for you, my brother. And yeah, guys, we will see. We got to do a friggin' live stream.
We do.
Well, obviously we can't do the next two because we don't have time or anything. Yeah, we can't do 2 nights.
We'll figure something out soon.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. Maybe we'll do all in.
All right.
Depends on when it's going to be.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Appreciate you guys. Been a leg kick, Malicito, Big Daddy. Johnny, miss you, brother. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're okay. Everybody else that was like lurking and whatnot, appreciate you guys.
Malicito, get home safe.
Yep. Don't God, please be safe. And we will see you guys next week. Bye.